I know my role on this show is to keep the people young. All right, so here we go. These words have been decided upon
By who?
by the prestigious Lake Superior State University in Nowhere, Michigan. And these words are no longer acceptable to use in the new year. Banished. Erased. They still exist, but you're just not supposed to use them.
Is this like the slim jeans and crying emoji that Gen Zs hate?
Yeah, in the middle part situation. I think it all falls together, but I do agree with some of these words. Here, 10. We're not listening to these anymore. GOAT, greatest of all time. Which, to be fair, never really worked because they didn't use the periods in between.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It is an acronym.
It's an acronym.
It's almost impossible to be a sports fan and not use
Ford
that.
has GOAT mode in their vehicles now, which is go over all terrains.
Never heard of it.
That one is still acceptable to use, I guess.
In this context, go.
What if you're talking about like a goat?
Yeah, this is specifically the all caps.
Towards the
GOAT.
greatest of all time.
Yeah. Okay. Inflection point. Didn't know that was.
What the heck is that?
Yeah. You don't watch the news, so that
I don't.
No, okay.
But is that a hot button term? Like,
what does it mean, Alan?
An inflection point is like it's like a turning point. It's like in a war, something happens, and it's like it changed the trajectory
so it's a turning
of the war.
point, but it's just a fancier word.
It makes you sound smarter when you use inflection point.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to turning point.
Okay.
Turning point felt good to me. I don't know. All right, quiet quitting.
Oh, we have a whole podcast.
But that's fresh.
So 2022.
Yeah, we're done with that.
It's over.
Gaslighting. Once again, the chicks. They've got a song about gaslighting. Can't sing it anymore. Moving forward.
Moving forward.
We can't move forward anymore.
That's just such an
stuck.
Going backwards.
Stagnant.
Moving sideways.
All right, amazing. I do agree. Get it out of here.
Amazing.
Find another word.
It's so easy.
Does that make sense?
I use that word.
Does that make sense? We're not saying that this year.
So can we pause on that one for a minute? Because I find myself saying that a lot. And then sometimes I look at, because you know how I'm one of those people that I'll send a message and I'll read it again.
Does that make sense?
And I'll be like, what?
She
Did
said,
I just say it?
That's amazing.
He didn't realize.
And she said, does that make sense? And then literally it's the next one on there. Sorry,
That's what
I'm
I
just
was-
catching
I
up.
was
I'm
reading
slow.
it, yeah.
Oh, I was actually talking about number 7.
Does that make sense?
I thought
What
you were
about
talking
it?
about amazing.
No. I'm talking about amazing, such a dull word. So supercalifragilistic. I can't even say
don't
it.
hurt yourself.
So I'll put stuff in an email, right? I'm trying to explain to someone, and then I'll say, does that make sense? And then it's like, my reason for putting that in there is simply to say, did I explain it well enough, or did I
Not that you're
confuse
an
you?
idiot.
Right. But
I
then
need to
sometimes I
simplify it.
reread the message I've sent and I'm like, oh, that almost sounds like I'm being condescending. Like, does that make sense, Allie?
Oh, I don't think so.
And so I'm wondering
But
if
now
that's
I'll read
why,
it that
because
way.
but it's not my intention.
Right.
It's always, I know that I maybe don't explain this well enough. So I just want to make sure that what I've said to you makes sense, because I may be leaving important details out that I just am not realizing I'm doing. But do you think that's why it's on the list, is because some people use it in a condescending way?
No, I think it's on the list because there's a movement to not backtrack what you're saying. And I've read this a lot from younger generation articles of like, you don't have to, like, you have explained yourself and that's enough. You don't have to ask whether or not
You need to hear it again.
Stand strong.
Yeah,
That sounds like a
Stick
lack
with your
of
convictions.
communication.
I don't know.
No, I don't think it's a lack of communication. I just think it's like, I know I'm right. And I don't like that either. Irregardless.
Well,
There's another one.
I like how she segues into the next one by using the next term.
Irregardless.
Okay,
I'm guilty of 9.
listen, people say it's not a word. It technically is a word. But regardless, you don't need to be using it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. That one's too hard. Absolutely. I am so guilty of that.
I say it all the time.
All
do
the
too.
time.
Like, absolutely, I say it all the time.
Yeah.
People will be
know?
like, hey, can you help me with something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe we say, like, for sure.
Or do you want to join an
sure.
alliance? And you
For
say,
sure is like-
absolutely, I do.
For sure is like 90s.
And what's wrong with the 90s?
Nothing's wrong with
Nothing.
the 90s.
If you look around, everybody's
true.
dressing like it. All right, last one. It is what it is.
I say that way too much.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because that's my personality.
Maybe we say, so be it.
It is so.
Oh, I like it.
It is so.
It is so.
It is so.
It is what it is like a defeatist phrase.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
It is.
There's
I thought you were
no.
saying-
There's
It
a
is
lot of
what it
things
is.
that you're like, you know what? I know that this isn't necessarily the right way or the best way or a good thing, but it is what it is. I mean, it's just kind of a defeatist thing. So I think we use it because it's like, what else are we going to say?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna go like
Yeah.
this.
I only have one that I
Shrug.
struggle with on here.
Which one is it?
Absolutely. That's the one. And I say it a lot every day, multiple times a day.
We'll call you out.
Because it
if we find
sounds
out.
confident and it sounds like, yes, it's a
Definitely.
definitive
Absolutely.
yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
You got it, dude.